was probably a very nice interlude into this week's episode. But what we have on the docket first, man, Sauce Walker, he gets shot in Memphis alongside his artist who passes away, Say So P, in the city of Memphis. Um, what are y'all takeaways from this situation? I don't know if y'all found any new details. I seen something that said, I don't know how accurate this is, and it came from Rainwater, and I really feel like Rainwater is like a character more than anything on the internet, saying that the alleged gunman stood over Sauce Walker, but realized it was Sauce Walker and like retreated, but like that kind of sounds like fairy tale to me personally. But
Rap alert.
I don't know
I
how
saw the
much.
video.
Go
Seen the
ahead,
video
go ahead.
myself as well. Go ahead, lead it off.
It wasn't well. It kind of cut off at a certain clip, but it wasn't no standover. They wasn't like 2 feet away from each other. Now they did walk down on the car or outside of the car where they were. Them niggas were more like 7 and 8 feet apart from each other. It wasn't really now from 7 8 feet away. Can you easily identify somebody like Sauce
Nah,
Walker? I think you can. It don't take much to. You probably can hear a nigga from a mile away. See the nigga bees in his hair. You know who you. You know what I'm saying? If I'm 7 or 8 feet away from somebody, me knowing. I'm not saying like I'm saying like I know Sauce Walker, but me knowing him or just knowing his face for years, I'm pretty sure, right? If I'm somebody coming to do a hit or whatever the case may be, I'm knowing the intended targets. This nigga's a Sauce artist. I know that I'm gonna potentially be running into Sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like, so from that vantage point of it, I think this is an interesting take. It's been said that he ran off on 200,000 on somebody in the streets, but his mom has been coming out very vocally on Facebook and saying, "My son." Now you know how that mama shit go.
Mama sound like she from the trenches.
Nah, it didn't
yeah,
sound like that. It kind of sounded like she was kind of giving like any trench nigga who died and then they mama come back and be like, my baby never did nothing wrong. He was a
That's
good
true
son.
too,
We
because
looked
that's the
out
other
for him.
side. You don't know how your son really
You
out
don't
here
know how your
living.
son was living.
Exactly.
Like, you wasn't with this nigga every
Exactly.
day. And he not telling you on all the plugs he running off on.
We not.
Yeah, mama, by the way, I just ran off on this nigga for 100 bows. We up now. I'm finna go sign this deal. And Sauce Walker got insurance on all his artists. So a lot of people are thinking like, okay, either you got sprayed down for running off on a nigga for damn near 250,000, or people think like South
Insurance.
Walker, because this is the mom is portraying that her son got
He
set
was
up by
set
South
up.
Walker because of the insurance policy that got put out on him, which he has like almost 30 artists, and he puts insurance policies on all of them. But it did get a little weird, bro. Like a video that they posted the night before that nigga died. You can see in the video, it just looks real eerie, bro. Like South ain't his usual animated, turned up self. He just like real quiet. He like real, just real calm and like collected. And that's really unlike him. And people was pointing that out. Even when he put the video on other people, it's almost like everybody is kind of in on this inside joke. When in life, like, losing your life ain't no joke, but seemingly everybody knows is in on this inside joke except Say So
Conspiring.
P, right?
I think
Everybody know that South finna make a jug on this nigga for the insurance money except Say So P, because he talking like Sauce and Sauce just
I think
yeah.
it's more the fact of like people don't understand that like where you like the knowing your environment, knowing where you're at. He even said himself, like I'm at a spot where a lot of rappers don't come to. And it's like, hey man, that's something you may want to be a little more aware of. They don't come around here for a reason. It's a dangerous area. And I think Sauce Walker was aware of that. He played it the way it was supposed to be played rather than like, okay, you
Yeah,
just
not trying to
stunting
be
on it. You know what I mean?
all flashy and show off. It like, man, you in Memphis, bro, a city that don't really have a whole lot going unless you play for the Grizzlies, bro, or you play for University of Memphis, bro. Hey, it's a small city, bro. It's a lot to. It's easy to get into something that you ain't got no business, like
So
having cousins and family in Memphis.
to me personally, I interpreted the way Sauce was moving as like, bro, I'm a real street nigga. And if I feel comfortable in a certain area, I'm gonna be comfortable. But if I'm not, I'm looking on my shoulders, I'm on my head on the swivel, I'm looking around, I'm paying attention. I'm ready for anything. And sadly, that could be the reason why he survived. You know what I'm saying? You know, in a good way, obviously. Because, you know, if you go on your P's and Q's, you're able to defend yourself a little quicker. Sadly, the guy who was flossing, talking all this and that, and I feel in a place that obviously he wasn't actually safe at, he's the one that ended up getting, you know, had the demise. So that's how I feel about it. I mean, Sauce ended up walking out of it wounded, and Homeboy ended up not alive. I feel like Sauce may have been a little more aware. You know, I think it's what it boils down to, man. You know, everybody wants
Even
to say set up this, set up that, but you know how the streets is. Anything that happens in the streets and they don't know exactly what happened, they're gonna make up a fairy tale.
yeah, nigga,
Fairy tale.
either they set you up or Illuminati killed you, right? But I will say this for my conspiracy theories, for my conspiracy theorists out there, and I'm gonna let Lada the rapper get off his beautiful take that I know is gonna be probably light years better than mine because he is just that great of a person. But I know you like why I did that. Um, I think so. That nigga got killed on 322. For my conspiracy theorists out there that follow secret societies, Skull and Bones is a secret society amongst, I believe, undergraduates in Yale University. And if anybody has any inkling or recollection on Skull and Bones, it's a pretty prominent society to which a lot of former presidents, politicians, movie star actors like George H.W. Bush and even Paul Walker have been a part of, right? So very, uniquely small and, subjugated club. But that is Skull and Bones, divine. They all have these numerical, values that hold meaning to their specific sector or whatever. But if you look up the number 322 and he died on March the 22nd, um, that's actually the number or allegedly a sacred number to that society meant to, symbolize like some type of sacrificial offering of some sort. So a lot of people are stating that, hey, South Walker, sacrificed dude in order to kind of climb in his career. And who knows, right? Like I'm just throwing out theories that have been thrown out there. I'm not saying that I subscribe to that. But again, if you into that type of shit and you get off by, hey, that's a rabbit hole potentially maybe worth looking into. But I think the more feasible reason is potentially the insurance money for sure. And then number one, like maybe this nigga really did run off. Cause I ain't gonna lie, you run off on 200,000. I don't want that money back. I want you. You know what I'm
It's the
saying? Cause I'm
principle.
pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to get that money back.
Yeah.
So my next best thing is to, make sure you die and can't spend the money.
Yeah.
Right. So
Especially if you owe me 200 and I see you
man,
out
quarter million, I
moving.
know you ain't finna be willingly giving me that shit. So what
Yeah.
the hell guy say? I'm from the streets. You gotta pay with your life. I had my way with the white and your daddy's a snitch and he raising a rat. That means you raising a mice. I'm done.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Hey,
it's
hold
real
on,
simple.
Deja. Hey, hold on, bro. Try to cut your camera off and come back because you've been
Well, I
frozen.
thought you had that face the whole time. I said, this
I'm
nigga.
like, yeah, I'm thinking he was just staring at me, giving me that face. I'm like, damn, that's why I said what I said to make a joke, but I'm like, this nigga frozen. I'm like, that make more sense. Cause this nigga like looking at me like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, damn, this nigga, he ready.
There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
It is I.
What's in with that?
Real simple. This was an assassination. Um, Sauce Walker was a victim of grace and mercy, and yeah, allegedly he ran off with 200K. I kind of believe that because they shot him like he owed them 200K,
Sorry.
and I don't think it was a recognize it was Sauce Walker type of deal at all. I really feel like, hey, I'm not I finna kill this nigga, and whatever ramifications come from killing this nigga, I'm fine.
Right,
This
like, and
nigga, fuck
whoever with him,
him.
fuck him. Oh,
I'm
Sauce
not
said
finna
you, my bad.
I'm not finna add a body to what's finna be already what's finna be. So just from my knowledge of streets, common sense, books, whatever, No, that was they ran down on that man. Yeah, slide when they say I'm slide on you, they slid on that man.
They definitely hopped out on foot for sure, and they walked up.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's why I say they did walk out. It wasn't a walk down, more like a light jog, not to
yeah, yeah,
be
yeah.
comical or nothing, but
It was like a little trot
it was
out,
like a little trot up, like, oh shit, these
a
niggas
little
outside the car, like
trot in. Yeah,
car still in neutral, and they come jump out that motherfucking.
this nigga got shot because he was apparently doing something behind them while they tried to assassinate somebody.
Because I think you see South run away.
Yeah, yeah.
That wasn't Sauce running away. Apparently, that
That
was
was
like somebody
that was
more.
Sosa Man.
Could have been somebody else, but apparently that Sauce was like right in the area of obviously the area of say so that's how that went. Like I said, I think when you trying to put a hit on somebody, this is something very. Oh, my bad. You're right. Continue.
No, 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 no. I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you. So the video that's online, the person that's like not off to the left that falls down, we're saying that's not Sauce Walker. That person.
Nah, that light
Yeah.
skinned dude, that was Say So P who fell down. Sauce ain't fall, from my understanding. Because they found Say So P in between the sidewalk and the car. So I think the dude that fell down obviously was Say So P. But
Wait, so they didn't shoot up a black Cadillac with Say So P in it.
they were outside of the car, from my understanding. They were standing outside of it.
Standing outside the black Cadillac, shooting in the black Cadillac, right?
No, so their white car pulled up. I think they was like in a white Charger or white
Mm-hmm.
something, and they hopped out the Charger on a light jog, ran up to the Cadillac to the niggas who was standing outside of it, shot at them, got their target, hopped back in, drove.
So their target standing on the other side of this Cadillac, not actually sitting
Yes,
in
they
the
not on
Cadillac.
the side of the traffic that they're coming in. That's correct. They standing on the other side because I think they was like in front of a hotel, if I'm not mistaken.
Got you, got you. So they're just standing outside the car, shooting the shit type. Okay,
Right.
because from
Yeah.
my understanding, the way the vantage point of the video looks as though they're shooting up the Cadillac itself, and they're not people on the side. It's just this one person. They're not people around the corner, and they just shooting up the Cadillac. Y'all saying it was that person and people that he was walking up to that was all getting shot up.
Yeah, it was
Gotcha.
multiple shooters. It wasn't just one shooter.
Right, right, right. It's like two, maybe three.
I think like two or three of them.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like I
Yeah.
said,
Oh, but anyway, prayers out to the family.
oh yeah, for
Um,
sure.
and yeah, gotta make sure I say
The
that
niggas
because
get killed over a lot less. So to think that you won't get ran down on in broad daylight for almost $250,000, actually, I would have
yeah.
never went back to Memphis.
And you know what? I believe
Ever.
it. It's just I believe it. But
Ever.
if it were to be where he didn't, like let's say in actual history, he didn't steal $2,000 and he got killed for nothing,
Or
that
200,
would make
yeah.
me really, really sad. But I kind of believe it, and I hate to say that.
Yeah, bro, because like I said, niggas get killed for a lot less. So if you were out of Memphis for all that period of time and you thinking, oh, I just signed a deal with TSF, I'm on now, I can back to because they had, for my understanding, they had a show in Memphis. So he was coming back home to do a show in his hometown on where you rent. Like,
Nobody forgot.
surely you didn't think that just because you signed with TSF and this nigga South got security, that you thought you was untouchable.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
And you didn't got other people shot at. Like I would
I lie. I feel like his unhealthy lifestyle may have contributed to him dying. Cause if I see, cause I mean, I see Sauce getting shot, but I don't even know where Say So got shot. But he was an overweight gentleman and he sipped lean, like so he's.
Shot in the
Man, your
chest.
your blood flow ain't the best. Your blood circulation ain't the best, and you overweight. So if you do get shot, bro, your chances of surviving off rip are just decreased naturally
Yeah, he
because
yeah, he got shot in the chest, brother.
oh yeah, you hit a main artery, you done.
Yeah, like they had
Not to
a
say it like
you know
that, but
it's you know
especially
how
if you
Twitter.
high too, Like
Yeah, you know how X and Twitter go. They already had like the little, side
Jayden
picture, or whatever.
Green with a
Sadly,
double double, y'all. 32 and 11. Shout out to the young king, man. Houston Rockets, man. Second seed in the West. Number
but
one in your heart.
but yeah,
Oh,
man, that's the streets, man. It is what it is, one way or the other. It's the streets.
The Texans, they do not re-sign Stephon Diggs. He gets a 3-year, $69 million deal with the New England Patriots for a guaranteed $23 million. Are we sad to see Stephon Diggs go?
These hoes ain't loyal. Nah,
man.
but it's respectfully, But man, trying to get a championship, he trying to find the best option where he can be at. So respect to that man. So that's all I gotta say.
He's not trying to get a championship, number one. He's definitely, this is a money grab for
Wait, where'd he go
Raider.
again? Sorry, sorry, sorry,
He
sorry. Where'd
went
he
to
go
the
again?
New
Patriots.
England.
N- Not no time soon. Never mind. Never mind. Get your
Exactly.
money,
So
little
this
duffel
was a
bag boy.
money
Go on,
grab.
get your money. Go on, get your money, little duffel bag boy.
I
It's
think
fine.
because we talked about it. We talked about it last week. At least I was confident that the Texans were going to be able to like get him re-signed because coming off of a knee injury into the season, I felt like the market wasn't really trying to cash him out heavy. So I
And the
would be
Patriots said, up, we'll do you one better.
right,
We'll
and so I
overpay.
would be interested to see what other offers, if any, that he was getting. Was that his only offer, and he felt like he had to take it, or was other people lowballing him because of his injury, and he was like, "Well, since y'all
That
give me
was
the
the best.
most,
That was the best offer. That was the best
yeah,
offer.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's like because if
That
you
was
try to
good.
compete for a championship, I don't think you go there. You stay with
That
the Texans
that
or maybe
that was
somebody else.
that was the offer that helped both the organization and the player.
History
Because
would tell us when receivers, it's only a few receivers, it's only a handful of receivers in life that have gone past the age of gone into their early 30s to mid 30s and have still been productive 1,000 yard type of receivers.
And the
after an ACL
Patriots
team,
haven't had a 1,000 yard receiver since 2019.
And I believe that brother on that team was um
Edelman, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. I just had it pulled up.
mm,
Yes, Julian Edelman. They haven't had a 1,000 yard receiver since 2019, and that receiver was Julian Edelman. And
wow.
last year, the tight end Hunter Henry led the Patriots, averaging 42 receiving yards a game.
Wow, yeah, as a tight end. Man, that's tough.
Yeah, that don't
Yeah.
scream championship to me. That don't
Yeah,
scream
that don't, it definitely
contender.
don't scream championship. And again, Diggs is about to be 32 this upcoming year, man. This is clearly about money. The reason he restructured the deal the way he did and restructured it for us is so he can get all the money that was guaranteed to him loaded into that contract year because that was the year he was betting on himself. And had he had 85 receptions with 1,200 yards, he probably would have demanded another big contract, right? But because he actually got hurt, sad to say, every time you bet on yourself, you don't always win. You gambled and you crapped out. What's my best option too for getting paid, right? Going to a sorry ass team who's gonna overpay me,
Retirement plan.
as opposed to me going to a championship contender that's gonna actually probably pay me my market value in regards to my ACL tear on my knee and me being a aging receiver, right? So they overpaid, but I like what Mike Vrabel is doing because I think with that number 4 pick, they'll probably draft right? They'll probably draft Travis Hunter, maybe, or Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter may be gone before that, but I think they'll try to get maybe Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter, and um, and just see right from there. And I think that's a good launch point in regards
I haven't
to
read many reports on it, but I just seen that the New York Giants they just signed Russell Wilson, and coming into this season, the New York Giants was been talked about to be a potential landing spot for Shedeur Sanders. With them signing Russell Wilson on a 1-year deal, do we still see them draft for the future and get Shedeur? possibly bring Shedeur up slow up under Russell Wilson? Or do we see the Giants not draft Shedeur if he's available? The Titans may still take him at one. We don't know. I know right now conversations are talking about Cam Ward, but I just feel like that's the NFL doing their job to hype up the viewership for the draft, which they do every year.
I think it's real potential. I think they could bolster the room. When is the last time the Giants had a real competitive QB room? So I think that's a good problem on your hands to have. You have a capable veteran. Just in case you think Shador isn't ready and you don't want to put him out in front of that offensive line that I don't believe is ready to protect him at the level that you probably need as a young quarterback coming into the league. So it could be a definite bridge plan. Um, it is a 1 year deal, so the Giants aren't tied to that man by any means. $21 million value contract, only 10 million guaranteed, which means half of that contract is just back half loaded with incentives. You know, hey, if you make the playoffs, hey, if you throw for 4,000 yards, hey, if you throw for 25 touchdowns, all that kind of stuff that'll get you, your extra perks and your extra, icing on the cake, so to speak. But man, I don't know what the damn Giants doing. You didn't pay Saquon. You paid Daniel Jones. You you get shitted on. And Saquon really could have broke the record on your ass at the end of the game had it not been for him having his eyes on the prize and wanting to, be a Super Bowl champion, which he actually, ended up becoming. So I don't really know what the Giants' plan is. I think this could shape up to Shador actually falling to the Raiders potential, but the Raiders have Geno Smith. I don't know where he'll fall, man. I think God works in mysterious ways. I think he'll fall to a team that exactly needs him, who's probably more fit to receive him, who probably isn't as bad as we being led on to believe in regards to maybe those bottom 10 picks in the first round. Like maybe he goes to a team that's more ready and more incubated and has enough infrastructure to support him in the short term and in the long term. So you never know, man. But it is intriguing to see that the Raiders gonna get a quarterback in the offseason, and then the Giants pull the trigger here because it kind of seems as though it's all but said that I'll probably willing to bet my life on it that Aaron Rodgers probably signs with the Steelers tomorrow or Thursday, right? Just the way the landscape has shaken out. So who
Nobody's
knows?
impressed. This is why all the quarterbacks are getting picked up. This is why, nobody's making space for Shadur. Nobody's impressed by him. So,
Wow.
I mean, because if you're impressed by him, you're gonna make some room. You're gonna create a future for him. Everybody right now is getting people that show they have potential from last year, and they're putting their cards on them. The only team right now that really hasn't made any moves is Tennessee, and that's going to be something that's come down to Cam Ward and Shadur. If you ask me, Cam Ward's a better choice right now, and I feel like he should get a little more attention for it. I feel like Shadur is honestly getting the actual professional attention he's going to be getting. Like he's getting the actual, not the media attention, he's getting the actual pros attention, which means like he's not impressing nobody. Like I said, if he impressed anybody, a lot of these quarterback moves wouldn't happen, and I feel like the Raiders wouldn't have made a move. I feel like New York wouldn't have made a move. And I feel like a couple more could, I mean, maybe one more other team couldn't have not made a move. But these moves are in the offseason with quarterbacks in particular, when I feel like a lot of these quarterbacks over years or years that have flaw in them. They're not worth saying, you know what, let's go ahead and sacrifice the future and just stick with this guy who's 10 years, 8 years in the game, Geno Smith and Russell Wilson. So it just kind of to me, it just kind of speaks out of like none of these organizations are impressed with with Shadur. And only the draft can tell at this point. We'll find out in the draft and where he lands at, and we'll see if um he's on a team that he's needed or he just kind of just gets picked, if that makes any sense.
I'm not gonna call Shador Tom Brady, but I think he has the potential to have a Tom Brady arc in regards to not being highly sought after within the draft, but having a lot of major production in college. Obviously, Tom didn't have the type of production that Shedeur had in college. Leading the nation in completion percentage 2 years in a row. But I think it's something to be said with somebody with good feet and good poise in the pocket, being able to take a hit and not be injury prone, and being accurate with a good enough arm, which is kind of like, if you hearing characteristics, it's really sounding like almost like you talking about Tom Brady, right? Don't got the strongest arm, don't got the, you know what I mean, laser rocket for an arm, but is an intelligent decision maker, can dissect you from the pocket, great pocket awareness, great feet in the pocket, and just a poise, never gets rattled, always available, right? So
I
So you
those,
think
really just described, you really just compared Shedeur to the Tom Brady right now?
I did in regards to his intangibles. I think he has a lot of Tom Brady-esque intangibles that will carry him in the second level, and I think it'll be apparent when he gets out on the field because he didn't have a line in college, and I'm looking for NFL prototypical situations. In the league, you're not going to have great O line play all the time, and if you're able to withstand that in college and still have the highest completion percentage, something's telling me that that's going to translate. Being able to sit in
I
the
didn't really
pocket
see
and
too
deliver
many,
it.
I didn't see too much actual translation in winning scenarios, if that makes any sense. Like in the game on the line and you're getting pressured. I didn't really see him get past the adversity in outnumbered situation. Like I'm not seeing that from him. I see it in people that are equal teams, if that makes any sense, like equal playing grounds. But everybody knows that Colorado wasn't no big dog team.
Shador Sanders didn't have any game-winning drops. Hail Mary throw.
I mean, against who? Against Baylor? Against Baylor. We're
Hey,
doing
we
that.
can't use that argument. Let's close the door on that argument on against who because a motherfucker tried to tell me, but it wasn't an SEC team. Obviously, not this
I'm not worried about
conversation,
the
but
SEC. It's just more
but
of
no,
like,
I'm not
okay,
talking about the
the
SEC.
pressure
But
of
I'm
the
saying,
defense. It's like, I
bro,
mean, if the defense pressure isn't there, I mean,
bro,
what you're
the
throwing it to.
NIL is making college football like the Wild Wild West. I don't want to hear about SEC, ACC, KFC, whatever.
LMNOP.
Because people got money now in the NIL, they will find you and they will pay you. So people are going to a lot of mid majors. They're going to a lot of schools that they would have normally gotten high ranking recruits because guess what? I can just pay you a shitload of money and you're gonna come now. So now that
And but
has
what are they paying you for?
they pay you to produce because you're a talented player. And my point is,
But
because they're able to pay people and entice them to come, talent is more spread around. So nobody's more so looking to, oh, I want to go to Alabama because Alabama's going to guarantee me that I go to the league. That's not the fucking case anymore.
Yeah.
Number one, if I had a chance to go get paid somewhere and start, and still have the same chance to get to the league as you do and not go to Alabama, and I can, you know what I mean? I can go to another school who's going to actually value me. I'm not going to have to wait 2 and 3 years. I can play immediately, and I'm going to be able to display my value that way. I just think, bro, with NIL, that whole conference shit, I think that narrative has died, bro. I think college football has been most balanced that it's ever been in the last, at least in my last 25 years. I'm 30 now. You know what
I
I'm saying?
think right now is more balanced than it's ever been, but I think eventually it'll begin to make that shift back to its dominance where it won't necessarily be dominant based off solely conferences. It'll just be those marquee schools who have a surplus of cash to pay whoever, however, whatever.
Yeah, like Texas A&M got one of the best alumni situations in the nation.
Yeah.
You got $1 million donors, people who are going to give back, booster club. You know what I mean? You got those type of alum that are just going to pour into the program to
But even with
no
what I just
end.
said, I retract what I just said in terms of like that dominance because NIL, it's a year by year basis. So I can cash you out 1 year, but if you're not doing what I need you to do, or somebody else whispering your ear say they're gonna do whatever I want to do, your program is never stable, which brings forth that even balance because now, again, the programs can't really have stability when you only playing for a scholarship. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah. Um, Have y'all been seeing Jayden Daniels' mom, the clips of his mom, like when she had got up and made
Yeah, she tripping, bro.
Juju Watkins rest hope you go get well soon, speedy recovery. Juju Watkins torn ACL March Madness tourney. But yeah, have y'all one seen that clip where she got in between Juju and Jayden at a basketball game, and then there's another clip where he's at a basketball game courtside. The camera comes, it's like, oh, we got Jayden Daniels in the building tonight, whatever, and he on the phone, and she like, get off your phone, you need to woo doo woo, like you know what I'm saying, woo doo woo, and I don't know if y'all seen the there's a Netflix series on like just NIL at LSU, and his mom is just talking about like really just like fighting off any and every woman possible, just like trying to be basically be a leech and try to get a hold of him, you know, for his money and so on and so forth, trying to stay far away as possible from the groupies and so forth. Um, What are y'all thoughts on that? Do y'all side with like the mama trying to protect her son, or do y'all feel like at some point you gotta let him be a man, be an athlete,
Pop your
and
titty out his mouth and stop babying him.
KYP.
I don't call it babying. I call it nurture. Right? I think it's one of those things, bro. It's just like you're gonna have to let the boy grow up eventually. Yes, there's vultures and there's swines and there's whores and night walkers everywhere that's gonna entice, bamboozle, swindle, and try to hoodwink our brother in Christ. And all in hopes of the mighty dollar. But come on, mama. If anything, you getting his points real low with them hoes because it's just like, damn, your mama, your bodyguard, protector, enabler, just and I ain't mad at her for doing it. So let me not come off as a hater. Like
yeah,
I it's not
I
so
can
much what you do,
understand you trying to
it's how
protect
you
the
do
bag for
it.
your son.
She seems overbearing and at the expense of where it done embarrassed him on a couple different occasions. And it's just like, all right, mom, at what point
Who
do we
publicly clocks blocked their son?
They
I've
should start
heard this.
personnel.
yeah.
Know
Hey,
who you're
I've
blocking.
heard this narrative. I've heard the narrative of
Cause that ain't a
not
bum. That's Juju Watkins. She don't need that
Exactly.
nigga
Know who you're
money.
blocking. Like
right.
you're not
Like I
blocking
mean, y'all
some
could. I mean,
She
groupie.
not
they
blocking
could
like some
produce you a
hood rat.
mean grandchild. They could produce you a mean grandchild. You play your
You
cards
talking
right.
about mean grandchild, man?
Probably he grandchild.
But
He the king of the
but
future.
like talking about her being overbearing is like I've heard the narrative from people to where they say she act like that's her husband and she don't want nobody
Mm.
around him. So I've heard like that standpoint too, which caters to the being overbearing to a degree. Um, but for me, I look at it as I understand you protecting your son. That's your motherly instinct, and y'all both trying to navigate what it's now like to be professional athletes. You being his manager and so forth. But my biggest thing is like, where does train up a child in the way he or she should go? Like, what is that coming to play where you could trust him when you're not around to be able to navigate through these treacherous waters?
Preach up.
Because
Talk to him.
what happens when he get like face to face with somebody who really ain't up to no good, but he don't know how to
And
process
your ass ain't
synthesize
around, and
it.
that bitch coming.
Like you know what I'm saying? Because like you could what you trying to do,
Baby, you
it could
can only
backfire on you.
save them so
You
much. You can only hold
like
them and
yeah, bro.
bury
It
them
could
and
backfire to the
incubate
point
them so
where
much to where you gotta let him experience it, bro. If he
you
fuck
got
up, he
to so
fuck
he
up.
can
You
know how
gotta
to
let him
navigate
live.
on his own. Like you can't be there every single time. And what's gonna happen is when you is gone, he gonna be so happy to not have you breathing down his neck. He gonna get suckered into some
He gonna
move.
get a bitch pregnant just to spite you.
Yeah. So
And
it's
she
like
gonna and she
I understand what mama trying to do, but like you gotta trust him to make those decisions or like help him go through those growing pains. Because the second you let his hand go and he scraped his knee, I mean, we could have prevented this had you been letting him figure it out from the jump. But yeah, yeah,
he strike me as somebody
Uh,
who my bad, lot of rap. Go ahead.
I mean, there's a quote from the famous Charleston White, and I love saying this quote. It's actually a question. It's where the daddy at?
Mm.
yeah.
What what a daddy at? Oftentimes, if we look at black behavior from the black kids, 9 times out of 10, ain't no black daddy there. Ain't no black male role model there. Or not one that is making enough money, doing enough in life that they want to listen to on the streets, right? So, like these kids don't want to come into the conference rooms, and they don't want to go and do the data analysis, and they don't want to go and be plumbers and electricians. So and they daddy not sticking around, so they doomed, right? And Poochie, you hit the nail on the head earlier when you said she act like that's her husband. And you could go, bro, TikTok is a whole trend of them that be doing all this twerking and
I think y'all
kissing
opening the
and
door to a bigger.
dolling up their son and making sure their son flying.
I'm glad you brought that up, Sedacious, bro. That's a great point and a segue into a bigger issue. And just because you open that door, I'm gonna just entertain that from that
Poochie
perspective
opened that
just
door.
for a second.
I really hope Poochie cracked it.
He
And I just
did. You
I heard
walked through
others
it, and
talking
I'm
about
about.
that. I heard other suspicions and like
others,
narratives.
others, I heard others.
So riddle me this though. So in my estimation, I feel like his mother is almost projecting from a personal experience of I've lived that life. I've been the other side of that woman trying to get the star athlete. So
Mm.
I know exactly what she's doing. So
I
that's
know
why
how
I'm
they
so
think.
I'm so protective of my son because I know how much of a
Yep.
scandalous, what I
Schemer.
was back in the day and how I was going about it and how I was thinking about it. And then not only that, right? I think you also have a mix of like what Sedacious was saying. We have a sad to say, we have a new crop of mothers who, for whatever reason, bro, they base the image of their child as if that child was their man. They dress the child as if not as though they're a child. They dress their child as though is they're the man, and not only a man, but the man that they subconsciously want. So in fact, they think they're raising a man, but what they're doing is they're feeding almost an unhealthy fetish of build a nigga.
They're
And I'm
creating
doing that
Mm-hmm.
at the expense of my son.
they're creating parasites because these boys
And
that
them the niggas who get molested early, and then you wondering why they dog women and whoop 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 the whoop. And
yeah,
because niggas don't think they don't think it happened to men. It happens to young boys a lot more often than people think, bro. Women are we love women. I know it's International Women's Month. I get it.
People messed up,
I'm
man.
just saying
People.
yeah,
we
People be
just
messed up.
calling
Let me help
spade
you
a
out.
spade, man. Yeah,
yeah.
thank you.
People are people. Yes, sir.
People be messing up, man.
Yes, sir. And so that's what it is. That's what it is. What you said, and she does not want her son to become like another what Jalen Green. Everybody on Jalen Green head about having a baby with a
Yeah,
girl.
she probably see an epidemic in the dumb athlete being tricked and pawned by hussies and hoes from the internet, and
Yeah.
she's just like, "I be damned if that be my son," right?
And
So it
I
could
get
just
that and I
strictly be that,
respect that fully.
and I respect that. So it could be that, but it looked like it's just been certain situations to where it's just been like, man, this nigga 24, right?
Bro, because my thing is Lamar Jackson's mom's doing a fine job. Jalen Hurts' mom doing a fine job. Why you decide you just finna come publicly cock block the runaway rookie of the year for real?
Yeah, because you heard endorsements. Now you finna get this nigga endorsed with motherfucking
Trojan.
not Trojan. You gonna have this nigga.
Not Trojan. You right, not Trojan. Plan B's.
Like I was trying to say, man, know your personnel, mama. Like, if you're gonna block, know the difference between a groupie
Yeah, nigga, don't
from
block the
a
blessing, fool.
potential,
That's
yeah,
Juju
potential
Watkins.
star athlete, a potential, just someone have something going for their own life, like
A
organically,
generational
and
combo guard that
You,
has the potential to come in and be arguably a top five WNBA player who ever lived.
you know what I thought was crazy though? Um, Women, when they into it, they got this vibe about one another, right? So when her mom comes and sit, the look on Juju's face is like, she was not a top 10 athlete. You know what I mean? She looked like a regular
Yeah, she was
girl.
treating her like she was like a
Yeah.
Like
groupie.
a she like
She really
damn,
probably
like
wanted to
yo,
be
yo,
like, Mama, he came and he was really on me.
you try to holler.
Nah, she
He a
probably hit him
fan
with
of
the
me.
Nah, she probably hit him with the
Like, you know I got to
goddamn,
deal
check
with
it.
Nike, right?
Bro, like that's what I'm saying, bro. It's got to be tiers to this. The random chick
You
at
know
the
I'm not
school
broke,
around
right?
the corner, I get that. But like, there's got to be a tier moment where you be like, all right, baby, go handle your business.
If I'm son, I'm going up and I'm moving seats. Yeah, son, hell
I'm
that.
Well, a lot of us is mad too because
Man,
my
if I'm
mama's
mama,
trying to
I'm like
get
Juju,
Juju.
baby. Let me get your number two while you at
Yeah,
Bro,
baby, you said your mama was sitting up where? Let me go talk to
bro,
her.
she been
Yeah.
trying to get at Juju since she hit the spotlight,
I
right?
said, where
And
your daddy at?
Buddy finna get it. Rookie of the year, bro. We need that. We need that. You tripping, mom?
Yeah,
You tripping,
The
mom?
best of birth
yeah.
the best
He gonna
athletes in
bro.
the next half decade. Man,
Hey
You
man,
blocked your own man.
they future baby may give Bam and Asia a run for
a
their
run for their
I
money.
was just thinking about
money.
that shit.
Nah, for sure. Cause
I
when
was
Bam
just
and
thinking about that
Asia
shit.
had
Funny.
that baby, that little nigga gonna feed generations to come.
And you know the baby
My
gonna
boy
be at
Phil gonna be
least
this
six
long.
nine. And
Oh man, that nigga gonna be so cold. I hate him already.
He gonna run through folks.
I hope the Rockets get that nigga.
Oh man. Oh, real quick, who do y'all think wins a battle of being able to get through to Jayden Daniels? Uh Brittney Renner in her prime, or do y'all think the mama is
Wait, what? Wait, where we going with this?
You
You went
got
from Brittney Renner
we
to
we
his
all was
mom.
like, yo, where you going with this?
I just say, man, Brittany Renner
But
is
I'm
gonna
getting a
be able
very
to
unanimous
touch.
answer.
She's gonna be able to touch in ways that Mama never could.
Mhm.
Brittany Renner and who?
My brother in Christ, I don't know.
It's something diabolical. I know that damn much. What he laughing? It's something
Isaac
sinister.
Eyes?
Sinister.
I was I was trying to say Brittany Renner in her prime. Do y'all think she'll be able to get past Mama to get to Jaden Daniels?
Damn, bro,
Absolutely
is
not.
Brittany Renner out of her prime now?
Absolutely not. You can see too much of it on there.
You better make
Juju
sure
has
your
a
girl
essence
later on how
of a
fast you
of a
answer
of a
that
good
question.
girl. I'm just saying
That
if
nigga
if
said
if
she is not out of her prime. But I'm here to tell you that now. The bitch still
Nah,
got it. She
I
got at
think
least a good three, four
I
more
think she's
years left.
snagging that black piece. I'm sorry. I think she's
no,
snagging.
getting past the mom? No, snagging him, that's fine. That's
Oh, hold
fine.
on,
But
Darnell. You
but
don't do
getting
you,
past the mom, I don't think she gets past the mom.
okay, okay.
I think she
Nah, she
does.
determined. She
I
definitely
think
got
she
like
does. No,
a
are you
lot of
saying
Lane
like
Johnson in her
are you
game.
saying like the mom will have a defense and then Brittany Renner won't have a counterattack?
That's what I'm saying. I
No,
don't think
no.
I think mom is not falling for that. What's she gonna pull up? There's nothing to pull up.
I think that mom would think that she's the first mom that Brittany Renner has ran into, and she would be sadly mistaken.
So Deja,
I
you
feel
too
that,
you
but
think Brittany
also
Renner
get
getting
on
past
both
the mom?
sides.
No
Hell
question.
yeah.
She been dealing with hoes since he was like probably 12 or 13.
Nigga, Brittany
He been
Renner
an
She
ain't
been
athlete his
even.
dealing
whole
with
entire life.
groupies though.
Yes. He been dealing with people that have like seriously. You've seen how like we know the legends of high school groupies.
Bro,
Like
they pale in
it's a dark
comparison.
road. It's
They
a very embarrassing and dark road, bro. So what I'm
bro,
saying
these
is like
Brit
if she's been doing this since the beginning of time for him, I don't think Brittany has. She's been training his whole life. That's all I'm saying.
see, bro, this is the thing. Brittany Renner is gonna have more money than Mama. And so Brittany Renner is gonna be
Why
like,
if she decides to be Jay Daniels' agent for about 5 to 6 years and get those 2 contract extensions and get that 1-2%? I think that
we
would beat out the child support from PJ Washington, in my personal opinion, but I could be wrong. I don't think so. That quarterback money is gonna hit like crack in the 80s when Jaden Daniels get it because I'm telling you, that brother's gonna sign for 5 years, 300 million plus 200 guaranteed.
Oh, this
I'm just
okay?
saying,
Come
we
back to this
So
podcast when
she's
you have
not
it.
in her prime, is what we're saying.
Yeah, Brittney Renner, she climbing it,
do
bro. She
you
about to
think it's
be.
more of getting around the mom or convincing Jayden?
I think if you get, I think it'll be. I'm talking about Brittney Renner in her prime. Whether or not you think she's
Facts.
prime, had a conversation with whoever. What I'm saying is, if she's in her prime, I think Jayden Daniels is probably helping her get mom out the way.
Thank you.
That's why
Thank you.
I think she reads it. I don't think she's gonna QB read it. I seen the level of type of groupie she. I think she's gonna be able to read it the moment she sees her. I feel like if you misread Juju and Juju, to my opinion, side by side, I don't know, man. I just feel like
I'm
the
sorry.
vibe that they
Hey,
were
I ain't gonna
giving
lie to
was
you.
a very more innocent, very more relaxed, less groupie-ish
I
vibe,
guarantee
more
you,
a step on my own 10 toes
Jaden had a talk
than
with
you
him in the
have the
car.
Brittany Renner.
He had a
What's up?
talk with his mom in the car. He said, "Mom, you know that was Juju Watkins, right?"
That's all I'm saying. Like, I think she don't care who you are,
No,
what
no,
you
no,
look
no,
like.
no,
She's
no,
on
no, no, no.
10. And
There comes a
how can you
time.
get past 10? Like, I guess. I see what you mean. I understand
There
the
comes
angle,
a
guys,
time
but I
in every
just
man's life that you have to take instructions from the woman that's sucking your dick.
Okay.
there's no way to transition to Bronny James from there. Uh,
Great job.
uh,
oh man.
Kendra.
Oh
That's
man.
his right. That's his prom. Brittany Renner. It's done.
Uh,
I say, I don't know, man.
I feel
I
you,
think
dog.
mom, if mom gets a glimpse or gets a whiff of it, bro, she's putting up all defensive security.
hell,
Like,
Prime
I mean,
Brittany Renner, the
she's
mama
gonna.
might go. Who knows?
I,
I'm talking about it's gonna be a UFC fight, all 8 rounds.
I love you for that. I love y'all niggas, man. Oh wow.
Hey, I don't know, man. Maybe I've been drinking. I don't know.
oh man. All right.
Respect, she did
We're
get
gonna
invited to a class or two. So hey, she got respect, guys. I see what y'all mean. She did get invited to classes to show young men how to avoid women of her caliber. So, she is a master class in what she is. So I see, I know what y'all mean.
She'll put up a good fight, bro. I'm not saying she won't put up a good fight. I'm just saying her defenses won't be enough for prime Brittany Renner.
All she got was PJ. All right, that's fine. That's fine.
That's what we think.
yeah, Miss Regina
I like
Jackson.
that. I like
Miss
that. I
Regina
like that. I
Jackson is
like that.
Jaden Daniels' mom name. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Um, all right, so Bronny James. Bronny drops 39. Yes, Bronny James drops 39 in the G League. Is this a great enough performance for us, people, critics, whoever, to stamp Bronny as being ready to be in the NBA?
Yeah.
Ready to be in NBA? Yes. Start? Absolutely not. On the bench, no. But to be in the NBA, yes. I cannot give him starting potential. I can't give him role playing potential. But definitely, you do belong in
But
the NBA,
he
sir.
does get a 15-man roster spot.
Yes,
So
Yep.
sir.
the
Absolutely, a
nigga don't
thousand
take off
percent.
his warm ups, but he ain't in the G League
Yep.
either.
Hey,
Yep. Yep.
respectfully, as much as I can.
Hey, the question was in the NBA. The question was not
Yes.
at what position on the bench, off the bench. The question was
Yeah,
NBA.
just from a standpoint when he started, people saying he don't deserve to be in the league, yada yada yada. And then I go drop 39 in the G League. How is that for being?
Nah,
I think
you
we're
earned your
all
keep,
in
brother.
agreement, right? We're all in agreement, right?
You earned your keep,
Yeah,
brother.
I just for me, I think if you got a platform and you've bashed Bronny since he's entered the league and you've talked shit about him, when he started off struggling. Oh, why is he in a G League? He's only scoring this many points. And now that he dropped a 39 ball, if you don't like come out on that same platform that you tried to bash him and critique him on, and you don't like pay respect and salute him for this 39-point game, like,
If
like
You
you
don't
hate
respect it.
music,
you're a
it's
sucker.
easy.
You don't
Cause
respect
Real
it.
like,
niggas
cause
not
like, I
hating.
don't like people like trying to move the goalposts. Like, set your standards and let that be that. Like, don't try to bash him because he's struggling, but then when he scored 39, it's like, oh, it's just a G League. Like, nah, like let's respect it and keep it,
Cause
clean
I
cut
ain't gonna
across
lie,
the
didn't
board.
Reed drop 50 in the G League
Who?
a few weeks ago? Reed Shepard. Didn't he drop like 50 in the
About a
G
month
League
ago,
like a
he
month
dropped like
ago?
40 something or 50. 40
Like
something
40
or
something,
50.
50? Yeah. He was the number 3 overall pick in the draft.
Right. But also too, the thing about Bronny uh dropping at 39, I noticed like looking at the numbers, he played 38 minutes. He shot the ball great, 14 for 21, or 4 for 8 from
Yeah.
three.
This
Uh
efficient ass 39.
yeah, and I think listening to JJ Redick talking about just trying to instill that confidence in him, talking about him and LeBron and Rich and all of them trying to put together a game plan to like, just help develop him. Um, I think Bronny's situation is unique when he goes to the G League because like I'm looking at his shots now, and he's only played 10 games in the G League for the Lakers, for the South Bay Lakers. And it's pretty clear now when he's in the G League, when he plays in games, that like, hey, shoot the ball. Like we're not here for you to facilitate or be cute or play like you played when you was in high school, having to get everybody together. Like no, like go find your confidence, find your shot, trying to score the ball. Um, and so on the South Bay Lakers right now. Like I say, he's played 10 games. He's averaging 34 minutes. He's averaging 22 points within those 10 games. And right now, he's averaging 16. No, I lied. He's only played 10 games compared to everybody else, but he's averaging the most shot attempts on the team when he does play. He's averaging 17 shot attempts a game, and that's the most on the team. So it's just like, whether Bronny, when he with the Lakers, cool, but when he come back down to the G League, everybody know, move the hell out the way. This is Bronny's time to develop his game and shoot. So salute to him, making the most of his opportunity. If you get to play 39 straight minutes and shoot, and like you got the green light, go get 39 every time if you can. Um,
It could
so
go
yeah,
average 40.
you know what I'm saying? So yeah, nah, shout out to Bronny, man. Uh, I don't know if y'all seen it last week or he did a interview. I forget who that was with. I want to say Anscape, or maybe that was if it wasn't Anscape, it's somebody else. I'm forgetting. Sorry for not crediting y'all appropriately right now. Oh, but he was just talking about the naysayers, all the noise, the media attention, and he was just saying like, yeah, bro, like I'm kind of getting
Let a
up.
naysayer know.
You know what I'm saying? He was just saying like I ain't no robot. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to go through these emotions and feelings of like dealing with the media scrutiny and so on and so forth. But even after that, he's still being able to produce and like work on his game and develop himself. And so I'm not even gonna lie, it's Bronny James, so us being in the media space, like you have to talk about it. But like, yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, that Reed Shepard 50 ball like completely away from my radar. Um,
Shout
but
out to Young Reed.
yeah, shout out Reed, man, developing his game as well, man. But yeah, man, yeah. If you using your, like I say, if you using your platform to like try to talk down on Bronny, like you a
You
sucker.
talking about Stephen A. Smith, Edward, call a spade a spade.
I'm not even talking about Stephen A. Honestly, I'm
We
not.
don't need him. We can go to war with a nigga. I don't care.
Hey, what you think about it, dude? We're pretty much done. We can wrap it up on this. What you think about that text you sent to the group chat about the ESPN like reporter like talking about Stephen A being an angry black man and he shouldn't be talking about politics in sport?
First off, his tweets got immediately protected and went private. I'm pretty sure he's going to be on administrative leave, and then he'll probably no longer be with the company next year. It'll be like a slow transition and a fading and a phasing of him out. We'll hear about him writing or being a producer for the Athletic or some shit. in the next year or two. Mark my words, bro. They just paid Stephen A. Smith $100 million, and I guarantee you that nigga don't get a fraction of that shit. Guess who's more important to ESPN?
And not even,
Stephen A. brings way more money to ESPN than this
you know what's
nobody.
crazy? You know what's crazy? Stephen A. possibly could have been the reason dude made money during the pandemic because the pandemic was so bad. ESPN execs had to go back to Stephen A. saying, "Yo, we know you just signed this big deal, but right now we in a bind. Is there any way we can restructure your deal right now so that we could pay a whole nother subdivision of our employees and I had to let people go?" And Stephen A agreed to doing this so other people could keep their jobs during the pandemic. So Buddy possibly could have been without a job a long time ago if it wasn't for
Oh yeah, if I'm
Stephen
Stephen A., get that nigga out of here to right now today.
A.
They're
Yeah.
gonna be like, effective immediately. We no longer need your services.
Yeah, man. Beautiful people. That is what you call a great episode, man.
Oh.
Make sure you follow me at Emax Stacks, my brother Sean Hunt, my brother Live the at Live the Minister, my brother at Black Peace, man. All that good stuff down there in the description. Appreciate y'all listening to us. We do not take y'all listening to us for granted. Please, pretty please, hit the like button, comment, and if you can't do those two, at the least, at the bare minimum, please hit the subscribe button. We love you, beautiful people. We will see you next week.